This is the homeschool portfolio review for Abby Henderson for the school year 2020-2021. I'm going to be reviewing her binder. It has tabs for the book and material list, the daily log, and then I will show work samples for math, work samples for language arts, and work samples for Latin. Okay, so the book and material list, she worked through Saxon Math 2 and then started the very beginning of Saxon Math 3. She finished Writing with Ease level 1 and started in on level 2. She finished First Language Lessons level 1 and started at the first few lessons of level 2. Finished Spelling Workout B and continued on to Workout C. She finished Prima Latina and started Latina Christiana. We did the first half of Beautiful Feet books, U.S. History, and the first half of Story of the World, Volume 1. And then she also completed New American Cursive Workbook 1 and started Workbook 2. She had a couple field trips, some hiking trips, Rock Springs, Gatorland. We used the podcasts Smash Boom Best and the podcast Circle Round. She also used YouTube, the Art Hub for Kids channel, for drawing. And then we watched the movie The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe after we finished reading the book. And then we have the list of the read-alouds. These include chapter books, audio books. She listens to a lot of audiobooks. And then some curriculum books like the poetry and the Story of the World, which were longer books that we were going through together. Second page is readers. She started off with some easy chapter books and then is now just kind of working her way through different series. American Girl series, Penderwick's, Nancy Drew. Then I broke out science read-alouds. We did a few of those, and then I broke out the history read-alouds and the extra Story of the World Volume 1 read-alouds. So next we're moving on to the daily log. So 1 page per week, and then down the side it's broken out into math, reading, read aloud, language arts, science and history, and Latin. So Thursdays are usually park days where we would go and meet up with their homeschool friends, her and her brother's homeschool friends, so mostly on Thursdays will be park days. And then so there's abbreviations for, this is spelling workout B, this is first language lessons, this is just whatever Saxon we're on. Writing with Ease, I have abbreviated by the level, then what week, and then what lesson. Okay, and this brings us to mid-July, where we ended the year, and we're going to move on to work samples. We're going to start with math. So she was in the middle of Saxon Math 2. This is the assessment for lesson 75. And then lesson 75. Usually, if she did well on the side A, I would let her not do side B, but if she missed a few, then she would have to do the back. So 76. 77. 78. 'And then moving into the middle of the year, into mid-January, she was at the lesson 110 of Math 2. This was the assessment for that lesson. And then lesson 111. 112. 113. 'And then now at the end of the year, she is in Math 3, Lesson 5 at the end of June. And then Lesson 6, this is a bit of review since it's the beginning. Lesson 7. And we finished up with Lesson 8 of Math 3. All right, so language arts, this is going to be a combination of work samples from first language lessons, level 1 and 2, writing with ease, levels 1 and 2, and spelling workouts. So this is first language lessons number 59 at the end of July. And this is writing with ease, week 8. So writing with ease is a lot of copying sentences from passages of classic literature where you just write the sentences out. And so that's what we're doing here. So blue is spelling workout B, so she's at lesson 17 at the end of August. And then also writing with ease is you read a passage from a piece of literature and then ask follow-up questions for her to start summarizing it. So these would be me copying the answers she gave to the questions about the passage that I read in Alice in Wonderland. And then spelling test. And then, so this is Alice in Wonderland again, so I write out a sentence and then she copies it. And then the passage where this previous sentence came from, I ask her review questions and write down her answers. Okay, spelling workout B, lesson 18. copying of sentences. Okay, so now we're in the middle of the year, February 2nd. She's at spelling workout B number 24. This was the spelling test. And then the lesson 25. And then this, I finally bought the workbook that goes with writing with these. So now the sentences are printed for her and she copies them after we read the passage. So this is Winnie the Pooh. And then the narration is, I would have read her a passage from this, and then I would ask her, what's the one thing you remember? She tells it to me in a complete sentence, and I write it down. Some more narration and copy work. Spelling workout B26. Copy work from Tom Sawyer. So then this would have been her telling me what's the one thing she remembers and me writing it down, making sure that she said it in a complete sentence. And then more narration. All right, so then we're at spelling workout B27, February 25th. Some first language lessons, level 1, number 82. This is me copying her narration. Her copying. Oh, so we've moved on to, this is now end of the year samples. So this is week 1, day 1 of writing with these level 2. So it starts off the same way where I read a passage, she tells me what's happening, what the summary is, and then I write it down for her. Now she's copying a sentence from that passage, and then now on day 3, I'm narrating this sentence to her the next day, and she copies it from my narration. Okay, and so now we are on green, which is spelling workout C. She's on lesson 2. And then this is her sentence of what this passage was about that I copied. Then she copies from a sentence from the passage. Then the next day, I dictate this sentence to her and she copies it again. Lesson 3. And we end in mid-July with spelling workout C, lesson 4. Okay, and then moving on to work samples from Latin. So we're starting the year in Prima Latina from Memoria Press, exercise 6. So this is her worksheet from that. And then her worksheet for lesson 7. And then some vocabulary practice from September. And then lesson 8. Okay, so now we've moved on to February. This is her test 3 from lessons 11 to 15. And then, so we're starting at lesson 16. Lesson 17, 18, and then And this is a review for lessons 21 to 25. So this is at the end of Prima Latina. And this is the final test for lessons 21 to 25. And then we move on to the second level of Memoria Press Latin, which is Latina Christiana. So this is from day 1, lesson 1. So copying vocabulary and translating it. And then worksheet exercises from the lessons, and then a quiz. And then this is vocabulary for lesson 2. And then a second copy of the same vocabulary. And copying it again, plus a worksheet for lesson 2. And that ends Latin for that year. And so when she finished Prima Latina, we took a picture of her final test, and that was when we told her she had graduated 2nd grade.